When most people think of Kenya, one image usually comes to mind: endless savanna, lions roaming across golden grasslands, elephants walking beneath towering acacia trees, or perhaps runners crossing the finish line with effortless speed. These images are real. They are part of Kenya's identity, but they are only the beginning of the story. Because beyond the famous wildlife documentaries and safari holidays lies a country of more than 50 million people living ordinary modern lives. People commuting to work before sunrise, students hurrying to university lectures, parents opening small businesses, farmers tending fields, software developers writing code, fishermen preparing boats along the Indian Ocean, and children playing football in neighborhoods stretching from busy cities to remote villages. This is the Kenya most visitors never fully experience. A country balancing centuries of tradition with one of Africa's fastest-moving modern economies. To understand Kenya, you first need to understand its incredible diversity. Few African countries contain so many different landscapes within one border. Travel north, and the scenery becomes dry and rugged, with vast open lands stretching toward the horizon. Head west, and rolling green hills surround fertile farmland. The Great Rift Valley cuts dramatically through the country, creating one of the most spectacular landscapes on Earth. To the east lies the warm Indian Ocean coastline, where palm trees, white beaches, and centuries-old Swahili towns tell a very different story. And in the center stands Mount Kenya, Africa's second highest mountain, whose snow-capped peaks overlook forests, rivers, and farming communities below. This geographical diversity has helped shape equally diverse communities. Kenya is home to more than 40 ethnic groups, each with its own language, traditions, history, and customs. While English and Swahili serve as the country's official languages, many people also speak their local language at home. It is common for children to grow up speaking 3 languages with ease. Language reflects something much larger: identity, family, community, and belonging. Despite these differences, there is also a strong sense of national pride. People proudly describe themselves as Kenyan while celebrating the traditions of their own communities. Perhaps nowhere captures this balance better than Nairobi. Kenya's capital is unlike the image many people expect. Glass skyscrapers rise above busy streets. Technology companies share neighborhoods with local markets. Modern shopping centers sit beside roadside food stalls. Luxury hotels overlook informal businesses where entrepreneurs build their livelihoods one customer at a time. The city never seems to stop moving. Before sunrise, buses and the famous matatus begin filling with commuters. These brightly painted minibuses are more than public transport. Each one has its own personality. Bold artwork, loud music, colorful lights, creative slogans. For many visitors, riding a matatu becomes one of the most memorable parts of experiencing Nairobi. The journey may not always be quiet or comfortable, but it reveals the city's energy better than almost anything else. As the roads fill, thousands of street vendors begin another day. Some sell fresh fruit. Others prepare tea and chapati for hungry commuters. Some offer newspapers, phone chargers, shoes, umbrellas, or bottled water to drivers waiting at traffic lights. The informal economy supports millions of Kenyans. For many families, small businesses provide not only income, but independence. Success often begins with a single table beside the road, a market stall, or a tiny shop built through years of determination. Markets remain at the heart of daily life throughout the country. Walk through Nairobi's city market or countless local markets across Kenya, and you quickly understand why. Fresh vegetables, bright tropical fruit, spices, clothing, handmade crafts, fresh fish, Tea, coffee. Everything competes for your attention at once. Traders call out prices. Customers negotiate. Friends stop to chat. Children weave between stalls carrying shopping bags for their parents. Markets are far more than commercial spaces. They are social spaces where communities meet, exchange news, and strengthen relationships. Food tells another important story about Kenya. The country's cuisine reflects both local traditions and influences from Arab, Indian, and European cultures. One of the most common meals is ugali, a thick maize dish that accompanies vegetables, meat, or fish throughout the country. Nyama choma, roasted meat cooked over charcoal, is perhaps Kenya's most famous social meal. Friends gather around shared platters, talking for hours while enjoying food together. Along the coast, coconut, seafood, and spices shape local cooking. In farming regions, fresh vegetables and dairy products feature heavily in everyday meals. Tea remains one of the country's favorite drinks. Kenya is one of the world's largest tea producers, and many households begin and end the day with a hot cup shared among family members. Meals are rarely only about eating. They are opportunities to reconnect, to welcome guests, to strengthen family bonds. Hospitality remains one of the defining characteristics of Kenyan culture. Visitors are often greeted warmly. Conversations begin easily. People ask where you are from, how your journey has been, whether you have eaten. These questions are not simply polite conversation. They reflect genuine interest. Relationships matter. That same warmth extends into family life. Across much of Kenya, family remains the foundation of society. Grandparents often play active roles in raising children. Relatives support one another financially and emotionally. Major decisions frequently involve consultation with parents and extended family. Celebrations bring generations together. Whether it is a wedding, graduation, religious celebration, or family gathering, these occasions reinforce the importance of belonging. Yet Kenya is also changing rapidly. The country's population is young. Millions of people have grown up with smartphones, social media, and global connections. Young entrepreneurs launch online businesses from their phones. Students develop mobile apps. Content creators reach audiences around the world. Musicians blend traditional rhythms with modern Afrobeats and hip-hop. Fashion designers combine local fabrics with international styles. The result is a country that feels both deeply rooted and constantly evolving. Old customs have not disappeared. They simply exist alongside new opportunities. A software engineer might spend the day working for an international company before returning home for a family gathering, where traditions passed down through generations remain just as important as ever. This balance between heritage and ambition defines modern Kenya. It is neither trapped in the past nor rushing to abandon it. Instead, it continues building something uniquely its own. And that is what makes daily life here so fascinating. Behind every safari photograph lies a country of classrooms, cafes, offices, fishing villages, farms, markets, and neighborhoods filled with ordinary people quietly shaping the future of East Africa, one day at a time. While Kenya's landscapes may capture the world's attention, it is the people who leave the strongest impression. One of the first things many visitors notice is how easily conversations begin. Whether walking through a village, entering a small shop, or waiting for public transport, greetings are an important part of daily life. People often take time to ask how someone is doing before getting straight to business. It may seem like a small gesture, but it reflects something much deeper. Relationships matter. Respect matters. People are often valued before transactions. This sense of community is woven throughout Kenyan society. In many neighborhoods, people know one another well. Children grow up surrounded not only by parents but by grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and neighbors who all play a role in their lives. If someone is celebrating, the community celebrates together. If someone experiences hardship, people often step forward to help. This support network has remained one of Kenya's greatest strengths, especially in a rapidly changing world. Family remains at the center of everyday life. Many households include several generations living close together, even if they do not share the same home. Grandparents are respected for their experience and wisdom. Parents place enormous importance on providing opportunities for their children. Young adults often continue supporting their families long after beginning their own careers. Success is rarely viewed as an individual achievement. It is something that benefits the entire family. That sense of responsibility shapes many important life decisions. Education is one of the clearest examples. Across Kenya, parents make significant sacrifices to ensure their children attend school. Education is widely seen as the key to greater opportunity. Students travel long distances to reach classrooms. Universities in Nairobi, Mombasa, Eldoret, and other cities continue producing graduates in medicine, engineering, agriculture, business, law, and technology. Many young people dream of contributing to Kenya's growing economy while helping improve life for future generations. Outside the classroom, another transformation is taking place. Kenya has earned an international reputation as one of Africa's leading technology hubs. In Nairobi, often called the Silicon Savannah, entrepreneurs are creating businesses that solve everyday problems through technology. Mobile banking has become one of the country's greatest success stories. Millions of people use their phones to send money, pay bills, receive salaries, and manage businesses without needing a traditional bank branch. This innovation has transformed daily life, particularly in areas where banking services were once difficult to access. Technology has also opened new opportunities for young entrepreneurs. Graphic designers work with clients across the world. Software developers build applications for international companies. Content creators reach audiences through social media. Online businesses continue expanding every year. Many young Kenyans see technology not simply as entertainment, but as a pathway toward economic independence. Yet despite this rapid modernization, traditions remain deeply rooted. Across the country, ceremonies marking births, marriages, and other important milestones continue bringing communities together. Traditional music accompanies celebrations. Colorful clothing reflects both cultural heritage and regional identity. Storytelling remains an important way of passing history and values between generations. Rather than disappearing, many traditions are evolving alongside modern life. Religion also plays an important role. Christianity is the largest religion, while Islam is widely practiced along much of the coast and in parts of the Northeast. Traditional beliefs also continue influencing some communities. Churches and mosques are not only places of worship. They often serve as community centers where people find support, friendship, and guidance. Sunday mornings are filled with singing. Church choirs perform with remarkable energy. Services often become celebrations filled with music, dancing, and shared joy. Music itself is woven into everyday life. From traditional rhythms to modern Afro beats, gospel, hip-hop, and Genge music, Kenya's musical landscape reflects both its history and its youthful energy. Music plays from cafes, homes, markets, buses, weddings, and sporting events. It accompanies work, celebration, travel, and relaxation. Sport also occupies a special place in national identity. Kenya's long-distance runners have become legends around the world. Names such as Eliud Kipchoge have inspired millions through extraordinary achievements. Running is more than a sport. For many young athletes, it represents hope, discipline, and opportunity. Training camps in the Rift Valley continue attracting runners from around the world who hope to learn from the country's remarkable tradition of distance running. Outside the cities, agriculture continues supporting millions of families. Tea plantations cover rolling hills. Coffee farms stretch across fertile regions. Fields of maize, beans, vegetables, and fruit provide food and income for countless communities. Life in rural areas often follows the rhythm of the seasons. People rise before sunrise. Work begins early. Neighbors help one another during harvests. Children walk to school through fields in small villages. The pace may be slower than Nairobi, but the connection to community remains just as strong. This contrast between urban innovation and rural tradition is one of Kenya's defining characteristics. Neither exists separately. They depend on one another. Food grown in rural communities supplies expanding cities. Technology developed in urban centers increasingly supports farmers through weather forecasts, mobile payments, and access to markets. Old and new continue working together. Perhaps that is what makes Kenya so fascinating. It is a country where modern skyscrapers and ancient traditions do not compete. They coexist, where ambitious young entrepreneurs remain deeply connected to family, where technological innovation grows alongside centuries-old customs, and where community continues to provide the foundation upon which everyday life is built. That balance between progress and tradition is shaping a country that looks confidently toward the future, without forgetting the values that brought it this far. Kenya has often been called the gateway to East Africa. For decades, people, goods, and ideas have passed through the country, connecting inland nations with the Indian Ocean and linking East Africa to the wider world. Today, that role is becoming even more important. Kenya is no longer simply a place of trade. It is becoming a place of innovation, investment, and opportunity. Walk through Nairobi's financial district and the signs of growth are impossible to ignore. New office towers rise above the skyline. Construction cranes stretch across the horizon. International companies continue opening regional headquarters. Shopping centers expand. Apartment buildings climb higher each year. The city feels as though it is constantly reinventing itself. This growth has created opportunities in industries that barely existed a generation ago. Finance, renewable energy, digital services, healthcare, logistics, film production, online commerce. Young professionals are entering careers that connect Kenya with markets across Africa, Europe, Asia, and North America. The country's strategic location has helped make it one of the continent's most important business centers. Its ports, airports, and transport networks support trade across the region, while improved internet infrastructure has opened entirely new possibilities for entrepreneurs. Many of those entrepreneurs are remarkably young. Across Nairobi and other major cities, small startup companies are developing software, payment systems, educational platforms, healthcare technology, and agricultural solutions designed specifically for African communities. Some begin with only a handful of employees working from shared office spaces. Others start from university classrooms or even family homes. The goal is rarely just personal success. Many founders want to solve problems they see every day, helping farmers reach buyers more easily, improving access to education, making healthcare more affordable, creating better transport systems. This practical approach to innovation has helped Kenya earn international recognition as one of Africa's leading technology hubs. But progress is not limited to cities. Across rural Kenya, change is happening in quieter ways. Farmers increasingly use weather forecasting apps to decide when to plant crops. Mobile phones allow livestock owners to check market prices before traveling long distances. Cooperatives help small farmers sell tea, coffee, flowers, and fresh produce to international markets. Modern technology is reaching places where it would have seemed impossible only a few decades ago. At the same time, conservation has become another important part of Kenya's future. The country is home to some of the world's most famous wildlife, including elephants, lions, rhinos, giraffes, and zebras. These animals are not only symbols of Kenya, they are also central to tourism, one of the country's largest industries. Protecting wildlife has therefore become both an environmental responsibility and an economic priority. National parks and conservancies employ thousands of people while supporting local businesses, guides, hotels, transport companies, and conservation projects. Many communities now work directly with conservation organizations, balancing the protection of wildlife with the needs of local families. The relationship is not always simple. As towns expand and populations grow, people and wildlife sometimes compete for space. Finding solutions requires cooperation between communities, scientists, and government agencies. It is another example of Kenya's ongoing effort to balance development with preservation. Climate change presents another challenge. Periods of drought have become more frequent in some regions, affecting farming communities and water supplies. Heavy rainfall in other areas can damage roads, homes, and crops. Communities continue adapting through improved farming methods, water conservation projects, and investment in renewable energy. Kenya has become one of Africa's leading producers of geothermal power, generating electricity from heat beneath the Earth's surface. This investment has helped reduce dependence on fossil fuels while supporting the country's growing demand for energy. Despite these advances, challenges remain. Youth unemployment continues affecting many families. Rapid urban growth has increased pressure on housing, healthcare, and transport infrastructure. The cost of living has risen in recent years, making everyday life more difficult for many households. These realities are part of modern Kenya, yet they exist alongside remarkable optimism. People continue opening businesses. Students continue graduating. Families continue investing in education. Communities continue supporting one another. The belief that tomorrow can be better than today remains remarkably strong. Perhaps that optimism comes from Kenya's people themselves. They are known throughout Africa for their resilience, creativity, and determination. Whether running a roadside food stall, managing a farm, teaching in a classroom, designing software, driving a matatu, or leading an international company, millions of Kenyans contribute to the country's progress in ways that rarely appear in documentaries. Their stories are found in ordinary moments. A fisherman watching the sunrise over the Indian Ocean before heading out to sea. Children laughing as they walk home from school through dusty village roads. Office workers sharing tea during an afternoon break. Families gathering for Nyama Choma on a weekend. Farmers celebrating a successful harvest. Friends cheering together during a football match. These are the moments that define everyday life far more than famous landmarks or safari photographs. Because Kenya is far more than the images seen on postcards. It is more than wildlife, more than marathon champions, more than spectacular landscapes. It is a nation of more than 50 million people, each contributing to a country that continues to evolve without losing sight of its roots. Traditional values remain strong. Communities continue supporting one another. Innovation continues creating new opportunities, and each new generation is helping shape a future that is uniquely Kenyan. That is the real story of modern Kenya. A country where ancient traditions and ambitious dreams exist side by side. Where the past is respected, but the future is being built every single day. And for those willing to look beyond the safari, they discover one of Africa's most dynamic, welcoming, and inspiring nations.